I'm Shane Bales, Doc Hockey for Proactive Sports Injury Clinic. We're going to talk about the 90-90 pails and rails for internal hip rotation. Okay, so often I find hockey players have a big problem with this, or anyone that does a lot of outward hip rotation. So if you're skiing outwards like this for cross country, hockey, those types of things can really have an internal hip rotation deficit. All right, so as I go forward, we go into that 90-90 position here. Okay, and we're going forward to feel kind of the hip capsule. But what we want to do now is, instead of going forward for the external rotation of the hip, we're going internal rotation, which basically I'm turning in towards the hip and I'm going backwards through here. Now I might want to put my hand here and here to give me that extra bracing or irradiation that we do here. Pushing back through here, okay? And now as I do the passive stretch, this is kind of my end limit of passive stretch. As I can feel that, I feel a tension in through the hip here. All right, and my ankle's at 90, my knee is at 90, same thing over here. We want to keep everything at 90 degrees, all right? As we do that, so after I'm done that for 2 minutes, then I'm going to be loading the muscle into our PAILs contraction, so the progressive angle. So I'm pushing my shin bone against the floor, my thigh bone against the floor. I'm turning into it, but I'm stopping myself from going so I can feel the contraction through my hip flexor here. This leg is into the floor. I'm bracing through here by corkscrewing a little bit with my hand in the back, hand here, and I'm bracing. All right, I'm putting a good contraction, and I slowly ramp up that contraction from 10, 20, 30, 40% of my contraction that I can do. So it's not a max contraction, but it's good, and I'm ramping it up to usually about 60 to 80%, depending on how much the practitioner has told you to do that. Right, and I'm pushing into that. Okay, after I do that for 2 minutes now I'm going to try to lift up this angle here. So the shin bone to come off, the heel to come up. I'm going to be coming towards this, so I'm using the hip flexor, the QL muscle, and that to kind of close down that angle. So I'm trying to lift that up, and I'm holding that for 10 to 15 seconds. Try to increase that. After the 10 to 15 seconds, I relax again. I start my diaphragmatic breathing again, and I turn towards the foot. Right, I'm trying to increase that range there, and I go to my passive stretch again for about 1.5 minutes. After that, and then I do the PAILs again by pushing in, and then I do the regressive angle, I bring it up for 10 to 15 seconds again. All right, you should basically be feeling that, and hopefully you can increase your range each time with that. So along with treatment and doing these PAILs and rails contraction, you should be able to get more range of motion in that internal hip rotation through the hip. All right, I'm Shane Bales, Proactive Sports Injury Clinic. Have a great day.